Good evening, everyone. This is Lynn Grabowski, and welcome to our Xseed training call tonight. Thanks so much for joining me on this Wednesday evening. I hope you've had a great day today. It's been an exciting day. It's been an exciting week for me as I just returned back from Atlanta, where we met with some of our Xseed leaders to finalize some of the things that are going to be announced very quickly, very soon. You're going to hear some things starting next week, and I will just say in advance that you're going to be so impressed and so excited about the things that are about to happen. So I asked John last night, can I talk about it on the call this week? And he told me I had to wait 4 more days. So we'll look forward to the beginning of next week when I can officially tell you what's going on, and you will hear from corporate what's happening. Today, what I want to talk about, however, is your momentum. Momentum is the key to your success. And many times people will say, I've made my list, I have my list put together, and then they'll call 2 people a week. Now, do you consider that momentum? You know, very often in this field of business, a person will look at the example of a plane taking off on a runway. And I thought of this yesterday as I was returning back from Atlanta, and the plane takes off. And if any of you are pilots or know of a person who's a pilot, ask them, what type of commitment does the pilot make when he runs down the runway? If he was to put the plane at 40% throttle, how high would that plane go? Any pilot would tell you he won't go up at all. He will stay going fast on the runway, but the momentum of 40% will never get him completely off the ground and lifted to the degree of altitude of what is needed to have a successful flight. So I want you to think of your business as an airplane sitting on a runway. Are you at 40% or are you at 95% throttle? Part of that has to do with the commitment that you make once you make your list of people to contact. The commitment comes from you. The commitment to accelerate at 95 to 100% of what you're capable of is what it will take to get you off the ground and create the momentum in your group that will give you the success and bring you the success that you want. So if you're a person that says, oh, I don't need much, then keep your business at 40%. If you're a person that says, I've got so much going on in my life, I've got my regular 8-to-5 job, I've got my children, I've got my church activities, I like to play baseball or softball during the summer months, I like to come home from work at night and get in the swimming pool and take a little dip in the pool, I like to sit out by the pool, and I like to have my drink and just enjoy my evenings. That's a great life, but it does not create momentum in your business. I can remember when I was starting my first business and I was 20 years old, and I flew to Phoenix, Arizona for a leadership conference. And I'll never forget how important this was, because I had a very top leader in the network marketing field who said to me, I told my family, this man had 5 children, and he said, I told my family that if they would give me 2 years, that I could put my undivided attention to my business, I would spend the rest of my life giving them the lifestyle they'd always dreamt of. I watched this man miss every activity that his children were a part of, their dance recitals, their piano recitals, their swim meets, their soccer games. I watched him miss it all. The only thing that he did commit to was that on Sundays he would be home with his family, to go to church with his family, and to spend Sundays for Sunday dinner, Sunday movie, a Sunday family day. But the other 6 days and nights of the week, he was committed at that 95 to 100% momentum to get his business going. And I have to tell you, that man was at the brink of losing his home. When he was introduced to network marketing, he had been a contractor. He had 6 spec homes that were not selling. The home he lived in was being foreclosed on, and the 6 homes that he had built as homes to sell were not selling. And they were about to all be, the banks were coming at him and saying, we're going to take this property, this home back because you haven't sold them. Now this was in the 90s when we had all of the early 90s, when we had all of the issues financially going on, very much like many of the people have been living with since the year 2008. And that man made that commitment to his family and said, believe in me and let me prove I can do this. And his family agreed to it as long as he spent Sunday with his family. In 30 days before they could foreclose on his home, he had his house payments caught up, and they stopped the foreclosure of his home. He did lose the 6 spec houses that he had, but that wasn't important to him because he knew he saved the home his family lived in, and he knew that those 6 homes that he had lost, the spec homes, were nothing in comparison with what he was going to be able to do with the rest of his life. He made the commitment. He had his list, and he went at the momentum that it took to get off the ground in that first 30 days. And he taught the people that he enrolled in his business in that first 30 days, he taught those people to do exactly the same thing. To pretend as though they were an airplane on the runway getting ready to take off. And did they want to just drive the plane on the runway, or did they want the plane to get off the ground? And the momentum that was created in his group in 2 years' time in the early 90s presented that gentleman, his name was Robert, presented that gentleman with a $70,000 to $90,000 a month income. And let me tell you, in the early 90s, that was a lot of money and quite unheard of at that point in the network marketing industry. That gentleman stayed in that particular business for another 15 years. And then he sold his business for several $1 million and retired as a millionaire to be with his family. We traveled around the world together, him, his wife, and his 5 children. But that first 30 days of momentum created the rest of his life with him and his family. So my question to you is, how bad do you want it? How much momentum are you willing to give? How many nights by the pool or in front of the TV are you willing to give up to create the momentum in your business that will take you to the level of success that you want? If you say that you want that commitment or you want that lifestyle, but you don't make the commitment to do it, there's no one to blame except yourself. The company can't do it for you. Your sponsor can't do it for you. Your family can support you, but they can't do it for you. If it is to be, it's up to me. And I have to decide what level of speed, what level of commitment that I am going to put into my business to get me where I want to be. Now, I bring that up tonight because as we get ready to launch the new Xseed, with the new products, the new compensation plan, the new things that we are going to be announcing, it is a perfect time to recommit. It is a perfect time to make your list again and to recommit what momentum you are going to create to give your business the attention that it needs so that you can enjoy the lifestyle of your dream. So as I was coming home from Atlanta yesterday, I got my tablet out and I made my new list. And I also, underneath my new list, wrote how many days it was going to take me to go through the 80 people that I wrote down. And I gave myself 60 days to talk to 80 people. 60 days to talk to 80 people. So that's averaging a little under 2 a day, and will create a momentum that will allow me to get my new Xseed business to the level I want it to be at. Because when you hear some of the incentives that are going to be offered to you in the next, I'm going to say 60 days, you're going to want to get that momentum going too. So get your list made, talk to your family, get your commitment in order, because next week you're going to want to have things in perfect place, because you are truly at a perfect place, a perfect time with a perfect company. And I don't say that lightly. Those of you who know me know that when I say something, it's a commitment. I don't allow myself to be a part of anything that doesn't show integrity, commitment, honesty, and the heart. And I'm going to tell you that we have a heart, and our Xseed business is allowing us to change lives physically and financially. Who do you know right now that needs help in changing their life physically and financially? Use the example of the airplane getting off the runway with that person and ask them straight out, point blank, is what you're doing now getting you to the place that you want to be at 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years from now? Is what you're doing in your life right now allowing you to have the lifestyle that you've dreamt of having? Or do you feel like you're going to work every day and doing the same thing and becoming a robot and in survival mode? Don't let that happen. You have the ability to have financial freedom, to have physical health like none others. So let's do this together. Let's set out right now to create the momentum in the next 30 to 45 days that's going to catapult our businesses, that's going to get us off the runway and in the air. And the more of us that do it together, the more dynamic it will be. The more dynamic it is, the more people that will want to join us. Because I'm going to tell you, in the next 45 days, Xseed Health, as you know it, will be a different, completely different opportunity. And I'm going to also express to you that in that opportunity, there will be millions upon millions of dollars made. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't know it. So get the list made, make your commitment, get the momentum going, get your people involved, and let's go bless people together. Have a great night, everyone. If you have questions, contact me Facebook message me at Lynn Grabowski. I want to support you. I want to help assure your success. Let's get on this. Let's do this together. Let's make things happen. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.